So I had a question from someone that wanted to know, is hypoglycemia the opposite of diabetes? Okay, because diabetes is hyperglycemia. Hyper meaning it's too much of something. Hypo meaning low. Okay, so let's just take a look at this. Hypoglycemia is not the opposite of hyperglycemia. It's the precursor. It's the thing that's going to turn into diabetes sooner or later. Because look at this. Let's say you eat some carbs, okay? You have insulin that is triggered from that. The purpose of insulin to push the blood sugars down. If you have weak adrenals or your liver's not working for some reason, let's say you have a fatty liver or whatever, then you don't have the counter hormones, okay? And then what happens is that it can drop too low and you'll experience the symptoms like feeling faint, craving carbs, nauseated, irritable, things like that, dizzy. So that's basically hypoglycemia. You end up with a high and then a low because the power of insulin pushes the sugars down too low. It's like a reactive thing, okay? Now, what happens in hyperglycemia or diabetes is you have insulin resistance, okay? So you still have the spike of insulin. Over a period of time, the body is adapting to it, so it's basically blocking the insulin from working in certain places in the body. See, right here, it's working too much. So now your body creates resistance, and now it doesn't work at all. So now there's really nothing to push the sugar down, so it stays high. Okay, so then you have to take medications like glucophage or metformin, same thing, to actually open this up. And eventually someone takes more insulin to push it down, which that's a whole different video. But the point is that the difference here is that this is actually a pre-diabetic state. And when you get to this level, you just have a lot more insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is just starting at this level. It gets worse, 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 and then eventually you end up a diabetic. And the problem is that what mainstream is teaching you to do or telling you to eat is the thing that's going to propel this over here. They're telling you to eat frequent meals, snacks between meals, okay? Well, every time you eat, you spike insulin. We already have a problem with too much insulin, okay? That's why you're getting insulin resistance, because your body's like, it's too much, let's resist it, okay? So what do you do if you have hypoglycemia? You basically start doing intermittent fasting. You start reducing the carbohydrates because that is the thing that's raising this. So for those of you that are new to my channel and you want to know what to eat, I put a link down below. Check it out. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Hey, before you leave, I just wanted to give you a little quick history on some of the books that I wrote. This was one of the first books. It's called Dr. Berg Body Shapes. It was my attempt at writing about body types. What was very interesting about this book is I actually did all the images myself. Don't ask me why. They look actually not quite as professional as some of the images that I have in the new book. But anyway, this is my first attempt right here called Dr. Berg's Body Shape Diets. And then I wrote a book more extensive called The 7 Principles of Fat Burning. I don't even have a copy anymore, actually, because it's outdated. The next book, I put about 1,000 hours into this one right here called The New Body Type Guide. Major updates on the body types. I put a lot of energy into this. It has professional images, graphics, all sorts of things. Now, the problem with this book is it doesn't really describe what this is really about. Body types are only a small portion of what's in this book. And that's why I changed the name to the Healthy Keto Plan, okay? If you happen to have this book, you don't really need this book because there's some only very, very minor updates. But if you don't have this, you need to get this one right here. This book goes into every single detail that you would ever want to know about. It goes into the 7 principles of fat burning. It goes into hormones, the body types, the basic keto plan. It goes into intermittent fasting. I talk about the 10 fat burning triggers and blockers and fat burning strategies with a lot of details in every single chapter. I go into body issues that interfere with losing weight. There's very few people that just have a weight problem. They have a lot of body issues, whether it's sleeping problems, stress problems, inflammation, menopause. I cover that extensively in this book. Then I talk about how to get rid of stress, and I show you a technique. Then I get into exercising. And then I have a lot of really good recipes in this book as well. So this is a good reference guide. On my website, if you get this book, you get this one free. It's called Healthy Keto Intermittent Fasting. This is the shortcut, quick guide to this book. And the reason I created this book is to have you, within 45 minutes, learn how to do keto, okay, in intermittent fasting, exactly what you need to do. Then you can fill in the blanks with this book right here. So right now I'm doing a special. If you get this book, you get this one totally free, or you can go to Amazon and get these individually. So I just want to clarify the difference between this book and this updated one right here. If you don't have this, you need to get this right here. That way you can get the exact correct information to do it healthily.